I'm finna say some stuff today, and I want all the children that's in here to listen to it. Even the mothers, come on somebody, amen. And you know, a lot of times we say, well, certain things are inappropriate. We shouldn't say certain things in the church. But the church is the place where we should speak and tell the truth. No matter how bad it hurts or how harsh it may sound, the church is the place where we're supposed to speak to the community, that we heal the community. I don't care how bad it sounds, this is the place where it's supposed to be spoken. Because we live in a time where as if we don't minister to our children through the church, guess what? The world is ministering to your children right now. Have y'all not listened to some of the music that our children listen to? Teaching our daughters how to be hoes. Teaching our daughters how to twerk their behind. Teaching our sons how to be thugs and dope dealers. Come on, somebody, amen. So if we don't bring the message through the church so they can't hear it, guess what? Society is going to teach them, amen. But I choose not for society to teach my child nothing. If anything, I'm going to be a real parent and set my child down and teach my child concerning life, amen. So it's up to us, amen, to teach our children and also to educate ourselves. Let's turn to 1 Corinthians chapter 2. I want to take down to a couple of scriptures right quick first, amen, because some folks say, well, this preacher, he speaks harsh. Some folks say this preacher say some stuff that he just should not say. Come on, somebody, amen. But one thing about it, amen, you cannot argue with the truth. That's why the Bible says they're ever learning, but never able to come into what? The knowledge of the truth. Ain't that something? First, I come to bring you the truth. And one thing about me, I want to say this. I'm not like your ordinary preacher.
Not at all.
I don't look like one. Don't look like one. Do you not see this? I do not have on a suit and a tie. And I do not speak with elegant words. Come on, somebody. I am not your ordinary preacher, but you better believe I am made from the hands of God. Come on, somebody. And God has made me a mouthpiece to speak the truth. Come on, somebody. And he has also made me a man of authority. And how many know Jesus Christ was a man of authority? Jesus Christ, he going to call it the way he see it. And he would tell you all. And the thing about him, he would not care how you felt. Corinthians chapter 2. Verse number 12, and it reads, now we have received it, not the spirit of the world, but the spirit which is of God, that we might know the things that are what freely given to us of God. Come on, somebody, amen. Let us just go back up, amen. Same chapter, 1 Corinthians, amen, chapter 2. Let us just look at verse number 1 and 2. You ready? Now listen to what Paul said. He said, and I, brethren, when I came to you, came not with excellence of speech or of wisdom. Y'all hear that? Declaring unto you the testimony of God, for I determined not to know anything among you save what? Jesus Christ and him crucified. Paul said, I did not come to you speaking no wise words. As far as like how some of these preachers get up there speaking with those big old long words, whereas you got to stop and say, preacher, pause. And let me get a dictionary so I can figure out what you're saying. Because we already know some preachers, they speak with words in the church that we cannot understand, neither can we comprehend. Amen. A lot of us ain't that educated. Amen. I know I'm one of them. You better help the preacher. Come on, somebody. When you get to speaking all those big old 10-letter, 15-letter words, I need to say, preacher, will you please pause? Break it down. And could you please break it down and explain to me and tell me what do this word mean? That's right. But sometimes they speak and they say words that we don't even understand what they're saying. It just goes above our head. If I'm going to preach the word, let me break the word down to you so plain that even a child can understand. Paul said, I did not come the way these other preachers came at you. Let us look at 2 Corinthians, amen, chapter 11, verse number 6. I'm going to give you time to find it. 2 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 6. Paul said, I did not come to you the way the other preachers came to you. Paul said, but I came with the wisdom of the Spirit of God. Come on, somebody. I came in the knowledge of Jesus Christ. Come on. And even though I may speak with authority, and sometimes people may get offended concerning what I say, but the truth is the truth. Come on, somebody, amen. But let's look at this right here. 2 Corinthians, you got a church, 11 and 6. This is what it reads. It says, but though I be what? Rude. Y'all hear that? I'm going to say it again. But though I be rude in speech. Do y'all not hear that? He said, yet not in knowledge, but we have been thoroughly made manifested among you in all said, though I may be rude in speech, I may say some stuff that you feel like I shouldn't say. He said, though I be rude in speech, but not in knowledge. You cannot argue with the knowledge and the wisdom that God has given me. Even though I may say some stuff, it may make you mad. Come on, somebody, it may offend you. But Paul said it may be rude, but it's the truth.
It's the truth. That's right.
A lot of times when Jesus spoke, people got offended in what he said. Jesus started off with 70 disciples, but when Jesus got through speaking, the number narrowed down to 12. And then he looked at him and he said, will you also leave me?
Come on.
Now church, it's time to go into the rabbit hole. Uh-oh. Are y'all ready? Are y'all ready? Finna go to it? Come on, somebody. The first thing what we're going to look at is this right here.
Yes, he is.
Let us go to the book of Hosea chapter 4. Oh, Hosea.
Don't go there.
Isn't that something how God gave him the name Hosea?
Come on now.
And God gave him a whole. Come on, somebody. Oh, y'all better help the preacher. Come on, somebody. He was married to a prostitute. He was a man of God, but God said, I want you to go marry a nasty, filthy, help the preacher. Come on, somebody. See, we be hollering about, well, the Lord don't want you to be unequally yoked. Sometimes God will put you with somebody. What? That's not even equal with you. Neither are they spiritual, but God will put that person in your life to bring change. See, one thing about God, anything that God gives you, he don't make no mistakes. God is able to fix it if God is in it. But the reason why some folks get into relationships and their relationship fail because God was never in it. God can take the worstest man there is in the world and God can change that man. God can take the worstest woman there is and he can change that woman. But a lot of times we step into relationships and God didn't tell us to get into it. Uh-oh, some folks we got, they don't belong to us. Uh-oh. Is that a little too deep for y'all? I was telling my wife this. I told my wife this. There's some folks in my life that I'm glad they let me go. Oh, y'all better help the preacher. See, some of us, we sitting there crying about folks that did us wrong, men that done left us, women that done left us. Some of us need to stop and just think back concerning all the hell you went through. And you begin to think about it, you'll thank God that they left you, and you'll thank God that they let you go. Come on, somebody. Because no longer are they a headache to me, but now they're a headache to somebody else. When some folks leave you, they ain't doing up a friend. Uh-oh, did I say that? Did I not say that? When some folks leave you, they ain't doing up a friend. Stop trying to hold on to something that God don't want you to have, amen. But do you have the book of Hosea? Hosea, chapter 4. I want everybody to listen to this message here. And so I'm going to give just a little bit more to talk about it. Come on, somebody. But there's going to be some folks that's going to talk about me.
No.
They're going to, but you know what? These niggas already talk about me. Come on, somebody. Hosea chapter 4, verse 10 through 16. Do you have it, church? And it reads. Are y'all ready? All right, here we go. Listen, I want all y'all women to please listen to this message. But Hosea chapter 4 started verse 10. Do you got it? And it reads. For they shall eat and not have enough. They shall commit, you hear that? Whoredom. Y'all hear that, church? And tonight, he said they shall commit whoredom. That means God said, my people are going to act like a bunch of whores.
Come on, preach.
Just like the church right now, a lot of folks in the church acting like a bunch of whores. Come on, somebody. This old prosperity ministry, come on, somebody. It ain't nothing but whores. A lot of people in God's house, they're acting like whores. Let's read a little bit farther, man. For they shall eat and not have enough. They shall commit whoredom and shall not increase because they have left off to take heed to the Lord. Ain't that something? Now in the modern day church, they're living the way they want to live. They're made up their own doctrine. They're made up their own religion. They're made up their own rules. Come on, somebody. Because they do not want to listen to God. Come on, somebody. Amen. Verse number 11. Whoredom and wine and new wine take away the heart. Y'all hear that? These folks drunk. I ain't talking about naturally drunk. Come on, somebody. How many know, listen, how many know you don't got to never touch no wine, but you can still be drunk? Because you ain't sober minded. You ain't thinking right. Come on, somebody. And a lot of people, they're not thinking right. They're not sober minded. Come on, somebody, amen. So it's just like, they're just like a drunk man. Verse 11. Whoredom and wine and new wine take away the heart. Verse number 12. My people as counsel at what? Their stocks. Y'all hear that? and their staffs declare unto them, for the spirit of whoredom had caused them to err. Y'all hear that? And they have gone a whoring from under their God. That means they began to serve other gods. We're living in a time now whereas this Jesus Christ, this prosperity of Jesus Christ that folks be preached about up in the church, that is not the true gospel of Jesus Christ. They have made up their own gods. Come on, somebody. And they have made up their own rules. Come on, somebody. And they tell you if you don't live by them rules, them prosperity rules, you're not saved. But they don't realize they are in error because they have made up their own God. And Paul said, if anybody comes to you and preach any other Jesus than what I preach to you, let them be accursed. Amen. And this new Jesus up in the church they preaching about, it ain't Jesus. Amen. This stuff you be hearing about Jesus up in the church, this old prosperity Jesus, it is not the gospel of Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ was never a pimp in a suit. Jesus Christ never pimped the people. Come on, somebody. Jesus Christ never begged the people for money. Come on. Jesus Christ never needed company partners. Come on, somebody. Jesus Christ never. He never was a religious or traditional man. He was a spiritual man. But now we've made up our own gods. The church is going to horn about, and the folks in the world is horning around. Ain't that something? Folks in the church ain't no better than the folks in the world. Verse number 13. They sacrifice upon the tops of the mountain and burn incense upon the hills, on the oaks, and poplars and elms, because the shadow thereof is good. Therefore your daughters shall commit what? Whoredom, and your spouses shall commit adultery. God said, because you don't want to serve me, God said, I consider you as being just like a whore. A lot of these folks, a lot of these different religions in the church, not saying all of them, but a lot of people have made the Baptist religion a God.
That's true.
A lot of people have made the Pentecostal religion a God. The Methodist religion a God. Even the non-denominational, they have made that a God, and they have made up their own rules. And they have went about whoring around on God. Ain't that something? Holiness, what they say, holiness, holiness, holiness. That's what they say. Come on, somebody. Holiness without the Lord. Said nobody see the Lord. That's what they say. And they think holiness is wearing a long dress.
No, that's what they say.
They think holiness is wearing a three-piece suit. Come on, somebody. They think holiness is not cussing. They think holiness is not drinking, not fornicating. But you got folks in the world live that same way. Do that mean they're holy? Oh, help the preacher. There's not one person you know in the church that you can call holy.
Okay.
You may consider yourself as being holy, but it's nothing about your fleshly body that's holy. If your body was so holy, why did God say flesh and blood should not inherit the kingdom of God? If it was so holy, God would let it enter in. But because of the heart of man is deceitful and wicked, so how can you be holy? The only thing that makes you holy is the Spirit of Jesus Christ living on the inside of you. Just because you ain't smoking a cigarette, that don't mean you holy. Help the preacher. Come on, somebody. Just because you go to church Sunday after Sunday, that don't mean you holy. You got devils going to church. Help the preacher. Come on, somebody. Oh, it's real. Come on. We think holiness is a bunch of rules. I've been holy for 30 years. You don't even know what holy is. You think because you got that suit on, you holy. Or just because you don't put some grease on your head and some water and stick your hair back, you think you holy. Come on, somebody. If I wear a gold wig, I'm not holy unto the Lord. Oh, help the preacher. Come on, somebody. So you so foolish. You so foolish. What you do, I'm talking just like a cat. How many ever seen a cat lick something? Or a dog lick something? It's gonna be slick back and wet. Come on, somebody. That's how some of them sisters look up in the church. They call themselves in holiness. Come on, somebody. Look like a cat or a dog gonna lick them on top of the head. Come on, somebody. And slick their hair back. Come on. Holiness is not your garments that you have on.
Amen. Amen.
Holiness is possessing the Spirit of Jesus Christ inside you. It's nothing about our natural body that's holy. Never let no man tell you that lie. Amen. Let's read the word. Amen. But notice what he said Notice how he said about your daughters. He said, your daughters shall commit whoredom. Isn't it a shame in the church when we bring our daughters up in the church, instead of them being women of virtue, they turn into whores? Oh my God. Did the preacher say that? Come on, somebody. But see, God said, since you committed adultery on me, I will allow your daughters to be whores. It got quiet as a mouse up in the church. Come on, somebody. You call yourself bringing your daughter up in holiness, and your daughter now is the church hoe. Did I say the church hoe? Come on, somebody. Getting up to everything that walk up in the church, but you holler about holiness without the Lord. No one shall see him. Come on. And you call yourself teaching your daughter what's right, but now she'll turn into a hoe. Something wrong with that picture. You better help the preacher. You got just as many whores in the church. Oh, you better help me than you do out there in the world. Come on, somebody. Just because she got that long dress on, that don't mean she won't pull it up. Oh, just because she got that long dress on and looking sanctified. Come on, somebody. I heard Andre Cross say years ago, I need that sanctified lady. Come on, somebody, to keep me warm. Come on.
Praise the truth.
Oh, you better help me up in here.
Suck it up and take
Sisters, them sisters in the church, some of them just as worse as the women that's in the world. The spirit of whoredom has got more stronger than it ever have been. Are y'all ready to go into the rabbit hole now?
We ain't in there yet?
I ain't in there yet. Now we finna get in there. Now we finna get in there. Do y'all got y'all seatbelts on? First of all, let me put out my Webster's dictionary. Oh, you better help me up in here. Come on, somebody. Now, this is a dictionary that we use in high school and also in college.
All right, now.
The Webster Dictionary. Come on, somebody. Now, today, I want to talk about this song that our daughters are calling themselves. Are y'all ready for it?
Yeah.
Boss ass bitches. Am I too deep? I'm going to say it again. It's this song that these young girls got out. And they're calling themselves boss ass bitches. Now I'm going to explain to you about an ass.
All right.
And I'm going to explain to you about a bitch.
All right.
Y'all better help the preacher up here. Come on, somebody. Because our daughters now are calling themselves bitches.
Preach it.
And they're calling themselves whores. Come on, somebody. But about 20 years ago, if you call a woman a bitch, that's a cat fight. Am I too deep for you? A woman of respect ain't gonna have nobody to call her a bitch in her face. You better help the preacher. Come on, somebody. Any woman that respects herself, a woman of integrity, you ain't gonna let no woman or no man call you a bitch. Because God never made you a bitch. God made you a woman. God made you a lady. Come on, somebody. Help this preacher up in here. See, first of all, the word bitch was never a cuss word.
All right now. All right now.
But it was men with no knowledge that made the word bitch a cuss word. Am I too deep for some of y'all? That's why the Bible says, my people perish for the lack of knowledge. All throughout the Bible, God described his preachers as being dogs. Did I not say that? God even called the Canaanite lady, Jesus called the Canaanite lady a dog.
Amen.
Now, like I said, I wasn't too educated in school, so y'all please bear with the weak. Come on, somebody.
All right now.
But I got a Webster's dictionary.
Lord.
And we're going to read what the Webster's dictionary say about a bitch.
Ooh, preach it now.
Because we got these females now that call themselves boss ass bitches. And they don't realize what they're calling themselves.
Can I deal with this today?
Are y'all ready for this? Are y'all ready for this message up in here?
Amen. We ready. We ready. Preach the truth, Pastor.
Some folks say, listen, do not let that man in your church.